Hello and welcome to the final stage of the Formula One Pirelli British Grand Prix. Here we are at stage 7 and already I'm worried. 246 kilometer an hour average speed. That was very difficult for me to get close to on other days, and we're starting with garbage tires. So, well, it's difficult. It's difficult to say the least. Now, I partially tested how much off track you get on this stage, and I think it's 2 full seconds, but I didn't do that many tests, and we'll just see. I might end up having to take advantage of it at the end of this lap. So what I'm going to do is be very careful that I don't go off track at all. Now here, I want you to notice what I'm doing here. I'm driving as far to the left as I can, and I'm not very comfortable with Copse Corner flat out yet. What we've noticed on other days is that degrading tires have better grip than cold tires that are heating up. So I've got to take it a little bit easy, but I'm widening out the corners when I can to carry a little more speed, and then of course I want as much draft as possible. Now, at 78%, these tires are going to act pretty well like they're 100%. So now we can start to push it. Well, 241, that's already looking pretty good, but... Oh, making some contact. Come on, Norris, get going, get going, get going. Good grief, man. Oh, I guess he's a 14th place bot. Man, they brake at the last corner. And then, of course, he's going to brake there, but pretty well all of them do that. So, 100% tires, time to really push it. From here, full throttle for a while. And again, look at this, widen the corner. You want to take the wider corners when it's beneficial. That's a full throttle corner. Here, I don't want to widen the corner very much because it's not a full throttle corner. But coming into this section, I can take it a little bit wider and get some more time to build speed. Again, I'm going to stay far left, and this time I'm going to enter Copse Corner a little bit wide, not too wide, but you'll notice I'm a little bit wider than normal. And then I'm going to widen out Maggots a little bit. Like usually I wouldn't widen this like that. And you can see I'm pretty under my speed. Widen this out a bit. I was doing that one time when I nailed the wall. Oh, that's frustrating. I was really hoping I could catch some draft. Okay, let's see. Come on, let's hit average speed. Okay, I don't have a choice here. I'm going to cut the last chicane and hopefully I don't run off. Oh, I didn't run out of off track, but not enough average speed. I might just hit it at the line. I never saw it turn green, but it must have happened at the same moment I was crossing the start-finish line. Wow, that is really pushing it. And it'll be interesting to see if I had to push it that hard. What I mean is, I might end up having to buy some tunings or buy some level ups, etc., etc. Because as you can see, I'm quite a bit under recommended PR. So at a certain point, this could get very difficult. This is not a real difficult stage. Just have to pass this guy before the beginning of the next lap. Well, that's going to be easy because he's going to overbrake this corner. Yep, look at that. Substantially overbraking it. And then we've got the chicane, and then just have to pass that guy before the end of the next lap. Well, that should be easy. Oh, look at him. Not necessarily easy. He's really taken off. Okay, well, I don't want to get into a lot of contact and wreck him. Well, okay, so I got to find a good place to pass. Okay, well, I'm going to set up his draft, and then I can slingshot a rubber bound around him. He didn't brake there. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, still have a whole lap to set this out, and from my experience, most of the time, they're going to brake here, but oftentimes they also brake right here. Oh, and I tagged them. Nuts. Oh, and going into Copse Corner, I don't like to be too close because they always brake, and then I've got to drive around them without going off track. But I think I should be able to set this up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that ever close to being off track? Oh, well, I could just do that. Okay, well, I set up a pit maneuver. Guess I'm getting kind of bored. Again, the trick to that, to not getting damaged, if you go back and look, I lift off the gas pedal right when I go to turn him, and then I'm on the gas pedal immediately after. If you're on the gas and you try to pit someone, you fail. So I'm letting him catch up a little bit. This is a bot management technique, and that is to not finish with a massive lead. You want to finish with small leads, and that's going to help in bot management. But, oops, well, I'm letting him get very close. Too close. That's too close. Now I got to aggressively block him. Okay, well, that ended up working. Very good. All right, so that was an easy stage. At any moment now, I'm expecting that this is going to get difficult. Oh, and I think that's it. Hitting that speed 6 times, yeah. So I failed the stage a lot. I'm adding 1 tuning, and then I've been working so hard at these level ups. This is not necessarily the cheapest way to do it, but I want to get a fully tuned car to access the Invitational Series. So I've been building up all those level ups so I could cash them in at a point. So that's what I did to meet my overall strategy, which is to have this vehicle with a maximized driver and a maximized principal. Now, this still isn't easy. This is difficult stage, so I'm really widening the corner again. Don't know if you noticed that right from the start, I really widened the corner, then taking it wide, and braking very early into the throttle early through Beckett's Complex and Chapel Curve. I normally would not brake that early, but I need a big speed run with a push. I need the push from the guy behind me to hit speed here. So that's why I'm saying this isn't easy. And look at that, I didn't hit speed. Even with that push, I didn't time it right. So it is not easy. Ooh boy, whoa, that was way too close to going off track. I just had the outer edge of my right front tire hanging on there. I don't know how much grace there is on this stage. Off-track grace is what I'm referring to. Okay, so there are 2 spots on this track where you can hit speed with the tunings that I have. If you have way more tuning, there'd be way more spots. Well, maybe not way more. But I know from my tests, there's only 2 spots. So I'm saving Norris for one of those spots. So you're going to notice I'm going to take a very wide path here. And don't have to worry about grip on this one, but see, I'm going to still take a really wide path because I need Norris to push me down out of Chapel Curve. So, I don't necessarily want to wait. Well, let's see here, okay? Oh, nuts. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this still. If I can get in front of him, this is going to work. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Okay, now you want to watch him. Watch the number. Keep that number in the center of your car. Oh, I'm not doing it. There you go. See that? Keep the number, the distance number, the one I see, it says Norris and then the green number there. Keep that in the middle of your car, and then you know you're getting a great push. And as you can see, some people say, oh, it's a placebo effect. Drafting doesn't actually do anything. Oh, no, it definitely does something. There's no way I can hit speed at that section without that, because as you head into Stowe, it's uphill. And so my car was maxing out at about 310, 311, and I basically need to hit 314. And I think it might be 313.86. I don't remember exactly, but I know that if I don't pretty well hit 314, it wasn't happening. Okay, so I've got 4 more opportunities to hit speed, and I only need to do it 3 times. So again, widening through this corner. I'm going to take cops nice and wide, and I want to have a push from this fellow when we get past Beckett's Complex. So I don't care about drafting off from here. I can hit speed here without help. Right there, I just did it. Now I'm braking early into the gas very early, set up a pass, beautiful, and keep that number in the middle of my car, and that's all I need to watch. Out of my peripheral vision, I'm watching Stowe. There we go. All right, perfect. 2 more shots at speed, and I only need to hit speed once. So, I'm going to let him pass me. Wait a second, I don't need to do that. I only need to hit speed 1 more time, and I can do that without his help. Oh. Well, okay. I know I can definitely overtake him through Beckett's Complex, and I could overtake him at Stowe if I can't get him here. I'd kind of like to get him out of my way now, though. There we go. There's a nice overtake. Little bit of contact, and then he gave me the lane because I kind of shoved him out of the line. Didn't really touch him, but that was nice. That's pretty normal, that there'd be a little bit of contact in a real race like that. That wasn't aggressive contact, that was just moderate contact. And here is where I will set up my speed run. Again, staying a little bit far to the left, and then set up a wider copse turn here. There, and then nice and wide, heading into maggots. Go down a little bit, 310, 311. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Okay, now I can just take it easy and ride out this lap. Don't have to swing wide anymore. And there we go. So I actually tried this quite a lot without doing any tuning and without doing any driver or principal level ups. And I could hit speed once in a while in one spot of the track. Incredibly hard to hit speed at 2 points in the track. I needed a very aggressive push from the bot behind me, and it was just too hard to set up. And I'm not trying to... I like the challenge, but I don't want to go crazy trying to beat all these stages. So there you go. That's how I passed that stage. And maybe you guys did it differently, but that's what worked for me. Now, you see here, I'm slightly unserviced. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. About almost as little as you can be. This looks like a long stage, and that really shouldn't affect me. So I don't want to service because this is a long stage and I'm going to have to service again. So I'm just going to go for it. And tires are degrading pretty fast already. So he's in formation. He took a horrible line into Stowe. Brake early and set up your drive off through the chicane. And then should be able to catch fourth place here pretty easily. We want to get through as much traffic as possible in our first full lap because that's where we've got the tires. But already, look at this, down to 87% tires. I really want to catch a draft here. Oh, look at that, they're driving off. That's what happens when you are below recommended PR. That's part of the fun. Gonna catch up in the corners here. See if I can get an overtake here. No. Okay. I'm a little bit nervous with my tires where they are. I bought a lot of speed tunings, and that could make it harder for me to take cops. And so I was actually purposely staying out of his draft because I didn't want to be going too fast heading into cops. But now I'm going to pass them as I'm getting around. All right, there we go. A maggots pass. And there's third place. Get a nice draft. Let's make it a dirty pass. Sorry, bud. Not really. I'm not sorry. Sorry, guys, but I do like doing the pit maneuver sometimes. I like all types of car driving. Drift racing, demolition derbies. I like it all. And so I bring it all to this race. Especially if I've been getting frustrated doing a stage a whole bunch of times. Okay, this lap is kind of just a long, take it easy, boring lap. We're going 4 times regular speed. It gets more dicey later on. And you'll see what I mean. I was actually curious to see if I could get in the lead, and then I would give it back, because we only have to finish in third place. But something happens here. It's not going to look like much at 4 times speed, and I'm not going to slow it down. But as we get into Beckett's complex, I lose it a bit, right about there. That really scared me. I had to get on the brakes and regain control, so then I really took it easy for the rest of this race. Big skid! Okay, well, obviously I'm going to have to service the car. Of course I'm not going to make you watch that. It's just going to be the magic of cinema. We'll just skip through it. Okay, so final race. And everyone apparently is going to have degrading tires. I bet you they're not. I bet you they're already going to be maybe a little bit slower, but we are going to be heavily degraded. Okay, yeah, look at that. He's driving quite slow for the second place bot. So they definitely have been compromised a bit. Let's just say they've had their PR altered. And there's Hamilton there. So, well, you might think, oh, this is an incredibly easy stage. Well, yes and no. Again, you need to really take advantage of the tires that you've got. Get in the lead as fast as you can and put on a bunch of distance. Don't lose traction. Don't skid. When you skid, your tires degrade way faster. Some people might say, why don't I have traction control on? Because traction control is going to make me slow. Traction control is just brakes. And when traction control comes on, it stays on way too long. And might actually make you even get worse tires. A little bit of side contact. This is 16 times regular speed. We're skipping to the last lap. Because this is where it starts to get interesting. 9% tires. We're at 0% in no time. And look at this. I've got a nice lead on Hamilton. You know, shouldn't have anything to worry about. But with the tires the way they are now, I've got to take it easy. Especially since all of the tuning I did was basically about engine. I bought a top speed tuning. The principal tuning I did was also top speed. And then, of course, my driver level ups are all across the board. A minor increase. But look at that. That's a little bit close to going off track there. And Hamilton gained a lot on me. There goes about half of the lead I had. So I'm nervous. I'm definitely going to be lifting at Cops. That was a pretty substantial lift off the throttle. And, okay, I gapped him a little bit still. And here I'm nervous. And oh my, that was way too much of a slide. And I'm pretty nervous now. Now, how much is he gaining? He's gaining pretty good. It took me quite a while to get back to the throttle there, so Hamilton got way better drive off, and then I'm braking way too early at Stowe, but oh, he lost it! Oh my goodness, he lost it! Oh, that's hilarious. I don't think I would have been in trouble. I'm pretty good at blocking. Hamilton lost it at the Stowe corner. He loses the race to ME7. Okay, well that's kind of fun. That Hamilton overdrove the last corner. Boy, that's incredibly rare that Hamilton would do that. Of course, this is an AI Hamilton. Now, I want to show you something about the car selection screen that you may not know. I never knew this. Once we get into this screen, the cars are organized in the order of PR from left to right. I'm going to pick a lower PR car as my prize because the next GP or the one after that's going to be Monaco. And so I'm going to start with a fresh car for that one. And here's my earnings, and here's what I've spent. So I wanted to leave a higher PR car for the next car that I'm going to earn. And the tuning setup that I'm winning here with only one tuning, I can add to that anyways. It doesn't really matter. Here's the playlist. Here's some other videos you could find entertaining. And here comes the important last screen. The next GP event is Monaco. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you like what you're seeing.